Welcome to week 2 of the Red Raider Coaches Show. I'm your host, Shane Bennett. I'm here with Coach Cofer, and we're going to get straight in and talk about a little bit of last week. We'll break down some of the calls, some of the things that went good, bad, and we'll get into week 3 with Charlton County here in our first home game, all tonight, hopefully. Coach, first of all, we want to give a shout out to the support we had Friday as far as the churches and stuff. You want to give a little shout out to them?
Right, as always, First Baptist Church of Alma, right there, feeding us breakfast every Friday morning. You know, I'm not a big breakfast eater, and I say this every week, but we sure do appreciate that, and it makes me go. So I need to be eating breakfast more often, but we sure do appreciate it. And those guys get up early in the morning to do that. Also, Pine Level Baptist right there, feeding us in the afternoon. Right there was a great meal right there, and got to sing Coach Kiner's wife happy birthday that day also. But it was good food going out there, and then getting back to the school for the game. But we want to thank them also. And I also left somebody out. Want to do a shout out to Miss Tina Cravey. You know, we talked about Miss Bordeaux, Miss Flowers being the cheerleading sponsors right there. For some reason, she didn't say anything to me, but I just want to give a shout out to Miss Tina Cravey. It does a lot for us as a football team, and all those varsity and JV cheerleaders that bring these kids, these football players, drinks and snacks on Friday mornings. We sure do appreciate it, ladies.
Yeah, and again, there's a lot of things happening in the background to make these guys what they are on the field. Coach, we'll get into it. I know kind of sore subject. We'll talk about it now, and then it's going to be over. We won't have to talk about it anymore, but we want to break down, first of all, the what we talked about, the officiating and stuff, and some of the calls people had questions about.
Right.
Do you want to talk, or no, I know you don't want to talk about it this way.
We got to talk about it.
Break down the, again, when we scored the first touchdown, we get an extra point and all that happened there, because I've had a million questions on exactly what happened there, so, and everybody want to know. If in the coaches show, we're going to cover this, so can you kind of elaborate on that a little bit and kind of clear the air with what happened exactly?
Right, you know, there was a little bit of a melee, you know, after the first touchdown that we scored. It was 26-0. Tron scores a touchdown right there to make it 26-6. We kicked the extra point, and there's a little bit of a skirmish right after the extra point's kicked. Well, nobody ever paid attention to see if the extra point was good or not. Our kicker, Glenn Dobbins, got hit, and he goes after that guy, and a little bit of skirmish, and there's probably about a little 5-minute delay. And you know, they're marking off personal fouls right there, and the extra point never gets put up. So it says 26-6 on the scoreboard. Well, they mark off 30, I assume. We were talking on the sideline. I can't even remember how many yards it was. It was quite a bit. Could have been 45 for all I know, but it was up there. Anyway, we talked about onside, and especially onside that close to their goal line, you know, getting a chance to get the ball back. And I'm not going to name names, had a man come up to me and say, you know, we can free kick right here. Well, we practice free kick every Thursday, and we punt it out of the end zone, and before a halftime is over or before the end of a game, if you're behind or you just want to score some more extra points, if you fair catch it off a punt and catch it, even if there's no time on the clock, you get a free extra point, or not extra point, but a field goal try, you know, with no rush. It's a free kick. Well, we call timeout. I run over there and call timeout before, and I said, we want a free kick right here. And officials ran up there, and they said, okay. And Mr. Jay Jackson kicks it off the tee like it's a kickoff, and it goes through the uprights, and we get our 3 points. Well, Pierce County does not award those points either, even though the officials are saying that it's good. So it still says 26-6 up on the scoreboard. And before we go to onside it again, I don't want anything run yet. The whole coaching staff is sitting there telling me the same thing. Don't you let them run another play until we get our points up on that board. And I ran down there and I told the official, I said, we ain't doing anything yet until those points. So that's why they went over there to their sideline and got it. So it looked like a 4-point swing when it was really just a 3-point swing right there. And then, you know, people are saying, you know, shouldn't have counted and all that. It counted. So, period. End of story right there. And soon, you know, I told the official right there, I said, my kids and our fans are going to react off of those points right there being scored, put on the scoreboard. And sure enough, as soon as it hit 26-10 on the scoreboard, the fans and the kids went berserk. And you talk about a momentum swing, not just after the touchdown, but we just had a 10-point swing instead of a 7-point swing off of one possession. So you just scored 10 points off really one possession right there. And it was kind of fun to watch. And then we got the onside kick and so on after that. But yeah, it was fun. But we moved on. But you know, it's part of high school football, and people can say what they want to say. But we just got a 10-point swing Friday, so it was nice.
And I told Brent during the game, I'm glad we got it recorded, because you will never see that again in high school football.
It was fun to be a part of.
So, and the other question is about setting the ball and the referee's trying to get the ball off the field. That little scenario right there.
Okay.
Kind of that
you know, as high school football coaches, we're supposed to be professional. If you're in the NFL, if you're an NFL coach or a college coach, and you badmouth an official or official crew, you know, you get fined there. You know, I don't know what it's like to be a Georgia high school official. Don't ever want to be one, because you get yelled at all the time. Whatever you do is never right. I have sympathy for those guys right there, especially with some of that stuff that they had to deal with right there. It's every Friday night. I'd never be an official to do that, so God bless them. But what we had a problem with is when the ball is dead and we're changing footballs because it's a little wet out there. And we got little Walt Hayes out there as our ball boy, and I told Walt to run out there and change the ball while it was wet every play. Well, they wouldn't let him run out there all the way. So we had older officials, God bless them, trying to throw the ball off the field, and it wasn't going exactly where they wanted it to go. So the ball's bouncing all right, and our kids are ready to go. And we've got momentum on offense, and we're rolling, and we're ready for the play to be blown in. Well, Aubrey's at quarterback, Aubrey Carter's at quarterback, and he's ready to go. Well, there's no official standing over the football, and the white hat is behind him. Well, we didn't even know the football wasn't off the field, and if there's a football bouncing across over there towards our sideline, and that official's trying to get it. Well, every other game and every other time we have the black hat right behind the linebackers standing over the football, not letting us put it in play. So we have our center, Petey Simmons, ready to get down on the football every time. It's been in every game. It's been in every scrimmage game until this one. And the white hat, you know, we had a little discussion about that right there. And he said, well, why are you trying to snap the ball? And I said, like I told you before the game, we're trying to run no huddle. We're trying to hurry up. We have momentum, and you're slowing us down. You won't let my ball boy change the ball, run out there and change the ball, and you're trying to throw it to the sideline. We're taking forever letting Pierce get set up. And, you know, it's kind of like what I look at it as, it's kind of like you trying to put a halt to a fast break going down the basketball court.
Right.
You know, we're trying to score, we're trying to hurry, trying to get down the basketball court, and you're trying to slow us down. There's no difference in that in the football game right there too. And his explanation was we were trying to change the ball too often. And my explanation was you're supposed to be on the ball, your black hat's supposed to be on the football, and not let us get down on the football. If my center's got his hand on the football, it should be marked for play. We should be ready to go. And he was different a little bit on that. So we had a difference of opinion right there. So, and I'm not going to win that battle.
Yeah, I can tell you had a difference of opinion.
Yeah.
All right, Coach. Well, we're going to leave it at that. We're not going to talk any more about this officiating stuff. And again, we'll come in this next segment. We'll break down the game a little bit more, offensive and defensively, and the positive that we can take out that game that we had. Again, we want to thank, before we close out this, we want to thank Miles Auto Sales for their support, and Bennett and Johnson Insurance for their support as well. And then a quick shout out for Boat Ride Trucking, who helped us out Friday and moved our sled over here to the new field.
Thank you.
And to Subway, who does a real good job helping us out on Friday nights on the away games right now with food and feeding these boys. We'll be right back after this quick break.
In this moment, it doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes. It doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance that you do. What matters right now is the quality of your independent insurance agent.
Glad you're okay, Sarah. We'll take care of everything.
And the company that stands behind them.
Thanks so much for your help.
No problem.
Auto Owners Insurance.
Bennett and Johnson Insurance Agency in Alma is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
All right, Coach. Pierce County, Bacon County, big rivalry. Not the way we wanted it to turn out, but there's definitely a lot of positives we'll take from this game, especially the way we came back there at the end. Bacon County, we got 312 yards total offense. Pierce County, 354. Take away about 3 big plays they had, and it's a very lopsided game on our part. Offense and defense to kind of break that down, you know, what we did wrong, what we did right, and what we're going to take positive. And we got to take something positive from every game, and I definitely think we got something positive from this game.
Let's start with the negatives first, and then we'll end on the positive. You know, definitely doing the same kind of thing that we're doing, even in the Lanier game, even when we're winning, it hasn't changed. We're putting our defense in bad spots. We're leaving the defense out there too long. Anytime you run this type of offense and it's a little bit hurry up or you're no huddle, there's going to be times when you're going to go 3 and out. And our whole coaching staff and the kids have to be on the same page as far as sometimes that's going to happen, and sometimes we're going to score quick. Defense is going to have to go back out there. It's just the way we run. That's why we run a lot. That's why we try to condition a lot. We try to change a little bit of that when we got here to get them used to that and to buy into that. And they have. They haven't said one negative word about any of that. They've done good. But, you know, we said before the game, I made them a little deal right there. And I said, y'all get us 2 to 3 turnovers. I said, especially 3. And we don't turn the ball over, I guarantee you we'll win. Well, there we go at the beginning of the game, and we get one. And when we got the second one, there was probably about 40 kids that looked down at me and they said, that's 2. And I like that because everybody was thinking about that. The problem is that we had 2 turnovers too. Right. And so that cancels all that kind of stuff out. We had an interception and a fumble. We can't turn the ball over, period. You know, Aubrey's interception was thrown downfield almost like a punt sometimes, and I think that was on a 2nd and long or a 3rd and long, so sometimes you can count that as a punt on a long interception like that. The fumble, inexcusable. Can't do it. Can't turn the ball over. We practice that every day. Went right back over it again today. A little bit more high intensity in practice, but can't turn the ball over. We're not running the ball. I thought we would be able to run the ball a little bit better against Pierce, especially with our bigger kids and our running backs, but it didn't turn out that way. They were ready to stop the run. Very well coached. Said that last week and did that. We were, we get in 3rd and 5 or 2nd and 5, and then we have Drell and Aubrey did it, where it just kind of the snap goes through their hands. We had a 13-yard loss and a 14-yard loss. So that's 27 yards off your rushing. We rushed for like 85 yards. That's 27 yards off of that in 2 plays. And it just changes the game. It changes momentum in the game and all that. But defensively, I thought we just left them out there. The play action caught us a couple of times on that. They had a out and go little special that we run to, same basically type of offense that caught us defensively. Special teams, I thought we did pretty well on the most part right there, especially in the 4th quarter with the onside kicks that we do practice twice a week before we get into game time. And sometimes these kids think, why are we practicing this? We're probably never going to use it. Well, there you go. And, onside, we practice hands team. We've already used hands team against Lanier one time to start the game because we knew they were going to onside kick. And, the fair catch, free kick, we've used the free kick, we just hadn't done the fair catch. The positives taken away from it, I've had countless people text, phone calls, anything like that, just coming up to me in town and enjoying the game. And all part of that, and it's something positive in the game like that. We wanted to do that with the kids. And that's good, fighting back. That's what we wanted to see against Cairo, to see if our kids were going to quit, because you're fighting a 4A power. Right. And then you've got one of the largest AAA schools in Pierce County right there doing the same thing, and it's 26-0 with 9 minutes to go. And we go on a drive and score pretty quick in a few plays, and then it was just on. We just had that, and we got a little momentum. Once this offense starts to click, I think you'll see a lot more of that. But I think the kids believe that, we've been preaching the whole time we want to be able to play 5 quarters, not just 4, 5, and be fresh. And that all happened. 22 points in the 4th quarter in the last 9 minutes of a ball game. And I thought the kids did well. They reacted well. They got excited. We're giving shout-outs, and Alma doesn't understand how much those people, if you were in the crowd that night, and you were a student in that student section, you don't know how much those kids react off of that, much less me. I love it. I love the band up there. I love the student section. The fans going berserk, and those guys that didn't leave, awesome.
And I'd
We
say,
appreciate that.
Brent and I commented during the game, I don't think they sat down the whole game.
Yeah, there was a
And
lot of
it was standing up the whole game. And
Right.
Pierce County folks even commented on it, the fans and the student section being into it. So that was impressive.
It's not like that everywhere. And I come from a place that is traditionally been strong the past 14 years, and it wasn't like that all the time. Good people, but it wasn't like that all the time. It's excitement, and it gets us excited. And our kids and coaches fed off of what was in the crowd too. And so if you don't think that you're important, you're crazy. You've lost your mind, because we need you there. We need that noise from the student section all the time, the band, and the adults were there with their little cowbells, because I know some of them got them. And we need that noise. We need that excitement right there. And we sure do appreciate you staying. So that was a factor in those kids making a little bit of a comeback there at the end. We had chances to win it. We had chances to score and get down there 2 other times, and we just didn't get it done. That's going to come with that. But I also want to say this too, and I don't want anybody to take it the wrong way. Some of these kids are tired of moral victories, and that was a moral victory at the end, coming back and making a run to compete for that win at the end. We want to win. We want that pressure to win at the end, and these kids said it to me after the game. We had about 4 or 5 of them that are bawling their eyes out because this is their senior year, and they're tired of those moral victories. And you know, the fans are so supportive. Kids were, adults were, everybody in the community was. But it's time that we get to that point where we expect to win. And I want that pressure too. I want that pressure on me, because we got to have this win, man. We got to have it. I already put a lot of pressure on myself, believe me. And yeah, it's pretty tough sometimes. It's stressful. The hair's falling out. It's turning gray. All that, but we definitely want to hit that point right there. No more first round playoffs. We want to make a run in the playoffs. That's what we're trying to do, and get these kids to that point where they're believing in that. But guys, we keep hearing that too, and I don't mean to talk too long. We keep hearing about Raider Nation. I like to call it the Raider family. And these kids believe in family. They have that atmosphere with each other. It's changed, and you see it week after week how it's changed, especially since FCA camp. And we get back here, and you go through a war or a battle like we did with Pierce County right there at the end, and these kids are automatically drawn, and I'm automatically drawn closer to them too. And then when you have the fans and all them, and the student section up there in the stands, it felt like family right there. And everybody was very supportive, so I appreciate that very much.
Yeah, I noticed after the game that everybody was making a point to let the kids know, and y'all know that they were impressed and they were proud of you and all that. And they stayed in the crowd and was cheering you guys as you come off the field. So it was a good moment all the way around. Coach, real quick, any injury updates going into week 3 here we want to give before we break in this last segment?
Well, might as well make a little joke right here. I'm gonna call him out again. Big man, Nasir Washington. God bless him. You know, we're celebrating, and I thank the Lord nobody told me during the game. I might have flipped out, but you know, we get a little excited. We jump up and down, and we have a collision on the sideline between 2 of them, jumping up and down. And big man, we thought broke his ankle. I was told it was broken. It's a sprain. Hopefully he'll be back in 2 weeks. He was going to practice with his helmet on. You know, he's coming back from some other injuries. We was going to practice with his helmet on this morning, and we didn't get to, because he has this big knot on his foot right there. But it's just a sprain right there. Dalton Royals, God bless him too, broken nose and 2 little fractures in his jaw from that collision of excitement and celebration after an onside kick. You know, that I don't know how many times that's ever happened. So it was a night of first on the Bacon County sideline Friday night. So, you know, but those guys are fine. They were here today, and everything's going to be fine. Big man got checked out by the orthopedic, and then Dalton Royals is going to get checked out tomorrow one more time. So he should be good. He was at practice too. So both of them doing good.
All right, we'll take a quick break here and then come up with our final segment here, and we'll talk about week 3 in Charlton County. We'll be right back. right, Coach, week 3. We've waited for how many years now to be in the new stadium? Everything's going in this week. I know everything's still not perfect as far as, you know, getting everything ready. The field is rainy, you can't paint it, just everything going on. Do you see any more distractions this week versus last week with home, and is it just business as usual for the kids this week? Are we ready?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see any distractions last week. If anything, you know, tomorrow morning will be our first practice here under the lights at the new school. I'm kind of excited about it. So all the stuff's here. We're good. Most of it's here anyway. We're going kind of little by little with the cloth and stuff like that and other jerseys and uniform stuff. But, you know, it's been nice to watch. The new washers and dryers are awesome that we've got here. The new storage space that we've got is awesome. It's an awesome facility here that we have. Can't wait to get out there on the field tomorrow. We won't have lines on it. We really don't need it. We'll be good. You know, we can go off the sodded part of the field right there. It's raining a lot. It's going to probably do it the rest of the day. You know, the game field is our #1 priority. But, you know, we're worried about Friday night. There's no distractions whatsoever. We're excited to be over here at the new facility. So I got to go pick up a lot of new kids tomorrow on the bus route. They've already started asking me, so, you know, instead of walking to the old place, we got to pick them up on the bus and do that, but that's not anything big. We're doing the route, and they're used to getting up every morning anyway. So had a great practice this morning for, I shouldn't even say for a Monday. It was just a good practice, and kids got after it, picked up the intensity a little bit more. Coaches did, and the players did, and they reacted off of it, especially with the noise of the radio too. So this neighborhood over here gets to experience the noise factor. Start tomorrow morning, so we can't wait to get here. So we had a great final practice over there at Morris Johnson Stadium, and the kids, you know, I told them that before we went out, and they just reacted off of it. So it's the last time that we'll practice over there and be over there at that facility. So it was nice.
Yeah, I'm excited to see y'all over here just and get in a normal routine, I guess, over here. Right. Breaking down Charlton County, I know you've seen film on it y'all already, and I know you're not going to divulge your game plan, but stacking up offensively, defensively, special teams, where are we against Charlton County, and what are your concerns, I guess?
It's Charlton County. You know, we go against Pierce. Definitely, to me, Charlton has more speed as a team, offensively and defensively. Defensively, you know, they're going to come after you a little bit, not quite as much as Atco did, but probably along the lines of Lanier County. The way they stunted at us a little bit, they'll bring them off the edge. They've got some speedy guys at the dogs, what we call the outside linebackers. But you know, got some speedy guys. They got some big defensive linemen right there that are supposed to be very good. That we see they're pretty good on film. But you know, that's defensive wise. Offensive wise, got some pretty dang good running backs. And number 8, don't even know his name. Don't need to know his name. He's just good. And he's fast, and I think they got him back there right before the playoffs last year, and he put on a show all the way to the state finals right there. So different quarterback, still got some speedy receivers, got some nasty offensive linemen. That's a compliment, because that's what you want as a, you know, as an offensive coach. You got to have those nasty offensive linemen who just get after it till the whistle blows. So we'll have to do that. We'll have to keep our composure, because they are kind of nasty and they'll get kind of mean. So our kids, knock on wood, have done great with keeping their composure. Now, we had one incident Friday, God bless him, but other than that, the kids that we were worried about with tempers and stuff have done a great job of keeping their composure, even when things are, you know, said to them, or a punch is thrown at them, or being pushed, and just walking away from it. And that's how you win football games. If somebody's pushing you on a football field, that probably means that you did your job and you made them mad. So, you know, we just kind of walk it off and laugh at them. So, you know, that's a good thing. But Charlton's different. Charlton is Charlton. You know, they got a lot of tradition. It'd be awesome to take them out, you know, in the first home game here this season, and this new stadium and new school and everything. And that's what we're looking forward to. So, you know, it's week by week. We're not worried about next week. We ain't worried about game 8 or 9 or 10. We're worried about this week, period. And that's what we're going after. So we're going to try to represent Alma in the right way this week.
With all the rain, Coach, this week, and they're expected to be most of the week, does that change your tentative game plan at all, or are you still full steam ahead with what you'd
Well,
already.
hopefully it won't be raining like it is right now, and it won't be soggy too much. You know, the old game field drains pretty good because, you know, it rained quite a bit yesterday, and we got out there to practice, and it was, you know, just a little damp on the top of the grass, and that was it. We're used to practicing in that moisture anyway. So hopefully this field will do the same thing and drain pretty good, but I say it would, and we'll have to run the ball more and stuff like that. We're still going to throw it around. We're still going to do what we do. I don't want the kids thinking, oh, we can't throw the football in the rain. We do it every morning. The ball's wet every morning. We should be able to handle snaps. We do it every morning. We should be able to make tackles on wet jerseys. We do it every morning. No excuses. You won't hear any excuses from us or these kids about that. We practice in it. And, you know, last year we played Berrien County. When I was at Cook, and that monsoon, we couldn't run anything side to side. We had to run right at them, and we threw the ball still. And I think all of our touchdowns were touchdown passes that night. So when it comes that opportunity, we're going to throw it because we practice in it. So there shouldn't be any problems for us when you're used to it. So alternating the game plan, maybe just a tad on the side runs right there if we can't get our traction. We'll have to see what this field holds up right there in the moisture, and if we can plant good or not. But you got to understand, it's not just us playing; they got to play in it too.
Right.
So it's 2 for 1, so or 2 for 2 right there. So everybody has to do it.
Anything else, Coach, as far as Friday night? You're ready to go?
Yeah, just want to, you know, have y'all back again, especially at the first home game against Charlton. Need those students making as much noise as they can, just like you did against Pierce County. That was awesome. You got the cheerleaders right there with plenty of noise, the student section, and then you had the fans and the band. And it was an awesome thing to have because, you know, I'm coming from Cook, and there were awesome people there. We did have a little student section, a little one, nothing like what I saw Friday night. The band was playing too, and the support, and talking about everybody standing on their feet the whole game, especially in the fourth quarter going berserk. I'm not used to that, but that's kind of a good thing, and I'm going to get used to it, especially in this big stadium right here. So home field advantage definitely for us. We need everybody there, rain or shine. Please get there.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. And I encourage you to wear your red Friday night. Come out, get here early. If it's raining, stay tuned to the newspaper, media. There may be some alternate parking because some of the parking is going to be grassy area, but it's still not grassy, so we may have to do something until we get some grass established. But anyway, just stay tuned on that, and we'll keep you posted. But other than that, we will see you next week. Talk about Charlton County game and the upcoming next game. And we again want to thank our sponsors, Bennett Johnson and Miles Auto Sales. I want to watch you, James. Anyway, we'll see you next week.